Hola, 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 hola. Welcome to the live presentation of Mujer de Exito, Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. Once again, I am your host, Marti Angel, saying to all the mujerpreneurs, gracias por estar aquí. And thank you for joining me live on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel. This is where you can see the podcast live without any edits, just me authentically being me. As a matter of fact, so authentic that I just realized my glasses are a little dirty. So let me take them off and then just clean them up. So welcome to another episode of Mujer de Exito Unbounded. If you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, remember to subscribe and hit that bell because what I have to say needs to be out into the world. I need to empower way more mujerpreneurs so that they can rock six figures. Wouldn't it be awesome and amazing, mujeres, if you were rocking six figures and beyond? That's my dream, so that I can be the catalyst for you to begin to rock your six-figure success. But let's get to it. What are we talking about? ¿Qué estamos hablando? ¿De qué estamos hablando hoy? What are we talking about today, Marti? So today we're talking about reconnecting your passion to drive business success. That is so important. It's like in network marketing, they tell you find your why, be familiar with your why. It's the same thing. Hola mujeres, hola mujerpreneurs, chulas hermosas. If you are just joining me now, welcome to another episode of Mujer de Exito Unbounded. Soy Marti Angel. I'm Marti Angel, the Latina biz coach, the empowering Latina coach. And today we're diving deep into the topic that is very close to my heart. Reconnecting with your passion to drive business success, or very easily put, refinding your why. You know, amigas, one of the most powerful driving forces behind any successful businesses is a strong and clear sense of purpose. Basically, that is, what is your why? It's that inner fuego that we talk about. It is la pasión que tenemos adentro, the passion that keeps you going, la pasión que te sigue moviendo adelante, even when things get tough. So today, I want us to explore how you can reconnect with your why and to use it to fuel your journey to success. You see, one of the things we don't understand, and especially if you're like me, I'm a network marketer, and that's just one of the many streams of income I have. But if you are a network marketer like me and you hear all the time, what's your why? What's your why? And then they want to make you cry or whatever, it doesn't need to make you cry. Let's talk about why it's important to have your clear why. That's your sense of purpose. ¿Cuál es tu razón de ser el negocio? What is your why? It is the reason you started your business in the first place. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning, excited to tackle the day's challenges. That's what your why is. That's what gets you out of bed. When you have a strong why, it becomes easier to stay focused, to stay motivated, and to stay resilient, even when your efforts don't seem to be yielding immediate results. And we've been there. I'm there. I'm right there. I'm creating things. I'm creating, things to put on my StanStore. But the sales, I'm going to be honest, the sales are just not coming like I thought they would be coming. Sometimes we get so caught up in that, build it and they will come. No es cierto. Don't believe it. The thing is that when people are showing you how much they make, you have to ask yourself, was it when we were all captive during COVID, when everybody was online, and now, over 70% of the people are not online. So now it becomes even more challenging. So you need to ask yourself, what is really my why? Even when, what's going to get me going in the morning, even when my efforts don't seem to be yielding immediate results. And that's where consistency comes into play. That's where resilience shows up on your part. You've got to reflect on your journey to reconnect to your why. So I encourage you to take a moment, take some time to journal, to reflect on your journey so far. Piénsalo. Enfócate, piénsalo. ¿Por qué estás haciendo lo que estás haciendo? ¿Por qué empezaste tu negocio? Why did you start your business? What was that initial spark that ignited your passion? Ask yourself. Maybe it was a desire to provide for your family. Maybe it was to create something beautiful to make a difference in your community. A lo mejor era algo para tu familia, era hacer una diferencia en tu comunidad, whatever it was. Hold on to that feeling. We're going for the feeling place. If you're like me, I'm an avid manifester. And I'm always loving to see all of these content creators that are manifesting things, and they're all about manifesting. I journal, I meditate, I say affirmations, I speak to, spirit. And one of the things I encourage you to do is to describe the moment you decided to become an entrepreneur. What was it? What emotions did you feel? Some of you, when I ask, they're like, I don't know what inspired me. I don't know. Well, sometimes we don't know, but we don't intellectually know, but our heart knows. And you have to trust yourself, because when you've dropped down into your heart, you can then go back into that feeling place. What were you feeling? What were your dreams? What were your aspirations? You've got to revisit these memories often so that they can help reignite the passion and remind you of your purpose, right? Your why is really your purpose. So you've got to align with your values. I created a course, and, it did okay. It wasn't wildly successful like I thought, but it was generally successful. And one of the, modules was all about aligning your values so you could have value-added marketing, right? You cannot market to people that don't have your same values. That's kind of like, now here we go. That's kind of like being a Democrat, trying to convert a Republican, right? And it doesn't. Completely different, okay? So you've got to know your values. You've got to align your values. And that's another important aspect of reconnecting to your why. When you reconnect to your why, it helps you align with your business and your core values. Tus valores son los principios de por qué estás haciendo tu negocio. Your beliefs that guide your action. Tus creencias que te ayudan a guiar tus acciones son muy importantes. When your business decisions and actions are in harmony with your values, it creates that sense of authenticity and fulfillment, and it helps you speak from the heart. You cannot speak from the heart if you're out of alignment. So you've got to think about the values that are most important to you. Is it integrity? Is it creativity? Is it community? Is it truth? Or maybe empowerment? ¿Cuáles son tus valores? What are your values? Make a list of your top 5 to 10 values and reflect on how your business embodies these values. If you find a misalignment, consider what changes you can make to bring your negocio back into armonía with your core beliefs. You got to do that. Now let's talk about the next part. Once you know how to do that, then you've got to set meaningful goals. See, you can't be out of alignment and then set meaningful goals. It just doesn't work that way. You know, everything, like your chakras, everything builds upon each other, right? If one chakra is out of balance, all of them are out of balance. When I used to teach the chakra courses at the college, and it was so like eye-opening to these people. And I would say to them, if your first chakra is out of balance, I guarantee you the rest of them are out of balance too. And when we would go through that checklist of making sure our chakras were in balance, the majority, as soon as they started and figured out chakra number 1 is out of balance, the rest of them were definitely out of balance. So let's talk about setting meaningful goals. Your goals, once you have your values aligned, are a reflection of your why and your purpose. You've got to be aligned with your values. When your goals are rooted in your purpose, they become absolutely more hermosas, chulas than just targets. They become your source of motivation, te motivan, te inspiran para moverte adelante. Your goals then become that motivation. So if you're setting goals and you're not inspired or motivated to move forward toward them, then you're out of alignment with your values. Let me repeat that. If you are setting goals and you're avoiding starting those goals and they just don't feel authentic, it's because you're out of alignment with your values. Go back to your values and realign yourself. And you've got to set both short-term and long-term goals. And don't be afraid of that deadline. The deadline can be moved. You know, it took me forever to figure that one out. I didn't set goals because I didn't like the deadlines, right? But then I realized, wait a minute, I can move that deadline. And that's so important. Let me give you a perfect example of what's happening right now. I am going to do a soft launch for my masterclass that's going to open the doors to my community. It's a 6-month community with a 6-month commitment. Yes, a financial commitment, but it's a soft launch because I want to make sure that this soft launch is what is a short-term goal, because then in September I will do the hard launch, and that is part of my long-term goals. And both of those resonate with my why, which is to empower other mujerpreneurs, to help you gain clarity, to help you rock your 6-figure biz. So whether you're launching a goal to launch a mentorship program or create content that inspires and educates, having these meaningful goals will give you a clear direction and a sense of accomplishment as you achieve them. But let me go back. Déjenme regresarme para otra vez decirles, let me tell you again, if you are out of alignment with your values, you won't be able to be inspired and motivated to set your goals and reach them. And if you have any questions, find me on social media and make sure you follow me. And I'm always trying to give tips and educate you on all of this stuff. So let's talk about now the next part, which is overcoming challenges. It's inevitable that you'll face challenges and obstacles on your entrepreneurial roller coaster. So you want to make sure that you understand. Tienes que recordar y tienes que saber comprender que los retos son natural en tu crecimiento de tu negocio. Challenges are a natural part of your growth. When you encounter difficulties, remind yourself of your why. It can provide the strength and the determination you need to push through. One technique I found helpful is visualization. Now, I want to warn you, people used to call me the woo-woo weird one, the woo-woo weird professor. Why? Because I'm a meditator, because I'm a manifester, because I am always moving forward. So I visualize, I feel, I don't visualize. So, when some of you will close your eyes and you will see things like a movie. Not me. I feel things. So I close my eyes and I visualize my surroundings, and I, focus on how it feels to touch the walls of my dream home. And it's a 3,000 square foot plus dream home with a entertainer's backyard, some awesome neighbors, and you know the deal. But for me, I don't see that, right? I feel that. So you can either visualize or like I call it, you can visualize or you can feeligize the impact you want to create with your business. But you've got to either feel yourself, see yourself, or even hear yourself achieving your goals and making a difference. Ask yourself, okay, what's it going to sound like? What are people going to be saying? Who's going to be around me when this happens? And this mental image can be incredibly powerful and helpful for you to stay focused. Es muy importante que te mantengas tu enfoque, especialmente en tiempos duros, in tough times. It's so important. Now, critical to your success as well is to surround yourself with support. Acuérdate, no estás sola. Mujerpreneur, chula, hermosa. Acuérdate que no estás sola. Surround yourself with a beautiful, supportive community, or create one like I'm doing. I'm creating a supportive community of mujerpreneurs that share my values and understand the journey that we're all on. So connect with other mujerpreneurs. Join networking groups. Seek out mentors who really want to be a mentor and have time to be mentors, right? I would love to have Jasmine Star be my mentor, but I know she's got tons and tons. That woman is like, I'm a 6-figure income earner. She's an 8-figure income earner, okay? So, as much as I want her to be my mentor, she cannot because she can't answer for me, right? So you got to seek out mentors that are not too far away from where you want to be, because if I asked Jasmine, she forgot what it's like to be in the trenches. More power to her, but she honestly has forgotten what it's like to start all over. So I've got to find somebody like me that is just a few steps ahead of me. Tienes que agarrar mentores o mentoras que nada más están unos cuantitos pasos enfrente de ti, porque si están sumamente despegados de ti, se les va a olvidar, se les olvidó qué era lo que hicieron al principio para llegar a donde tú estás, o donde están ellas. Y se les olvida y no tienen tiempo porque ya están muy altos. So seek out mentors who can offer guidance and encouragement. Have the time to do that. And then, I highly suggest you join a community like my community of mujerpreneurs that are just right there. It's a private community. You're not going to have, you're not going to have to wade through 1,000 people. I keep my community small. 300 to 500 people or less. Why? Because that means you get more private support. So having a support system can make the world of difference when you are feeling discouraged or overwhelmed. And I promise, this is not a threat, I promise, mujeres chulas, there is going to be a day that you are going to feel discouraged and overwhelmed. I do. So you've got to reach out to your comunidad. You've got to share your challenges, no matter how embarrassing they might be. And also share your little victories, and I call them little victories. Tienes que compartir tus retos y tienes que compartir tus éxitos. No le hace que tan chiquitos, pequeñitos sean. So let me remind you of your why. Together, we can lift each other up and achieve great things, mujeres chulas, hermosas. It is so important to have that comunidad, porque acuérdense, juntas podemos más. Together, we can succeed better. The other thing I want to leave you with, it's really, really important, and sometimes as coaches, they don't really practice this, but I do. You've got to practice self-care. And self-care doesn't mean getting in a tub, or it doesn't mean a jacuzzi, or it doesn't mean a massage. It can mean those, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be, fixing yourself your favorite bowl of spaghetti. It could be just sitting down and just scrolling mindlessly where you want to scroll. It could be reading your favorite book. It could be just laying with your pups. So whatever self-care looks like for you, whatever self-care feels like for you, you must have it at least once a week, at least if not daily. Practice self-care. El autocuidado es sumamente importante para el éxito de tus negocios. Lastly, don't forget to take care of yourself. Let me repeat that. Lastly, don't forget to take care of yourself. Sometimes we think self-care means making dinner for the whole family. I do that, 5 days out of the week. But sometimes I realize I forget to take care of me. So you've got to make it a practice. Self-care is essential for maintaining your passion, your energy. You've got to dedicate time each day to activities that nourish your mind, your body, your soul. Even if it means laughing with the I Love Lucy show like I used to do, right? Especially the one where she's trying to stuff all those chocolates in her mouth and in her bra, and it's just hilarious to me, right? So I meditate every day. That's part of my self-care. And I exercise every day. So whether it's meditation, whether it's exercise, whether it's reading or spending time with your loved ones, make self-care a priority. Haz que tu autocuidado sea prioridad cada día. Acuérdate, amiga, you cannot pour from an empty cup. By taking care of yourself, you will be better equipped to stay connected with your why. And remember that if you are setting goals and you don't feel connected, it's because you have to go back and reevaluate your values. When you connect to your why, you can then more easily and readily drive success to your business. Cuando conectas a tu por qué, Y tu por qué es tu pasión y tu pasión está conectada en tus valores. Acuérdate que puedes manejar tu negocio al éxito, pero sin eso, ¿quién sabe qué va a pasar? Right? So it's so important. And as I wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Your why is your superpower. Your why is your passion. Tu por qué es tu superpoder. Y tu por qué es tu pasión. It is the heart and the soul of your business. But remember, that why has got to connect to your values. By reconnecting with your passion and staying true to your purpose, you're going to find the strength. You're going to find the motivation. You're going to find the inspiration to keep going, no matter what challenges come your way. Cuando estás conectada a tus valores, a tu porqué y tu pasión, tú vas a encontrar el poder, la inspiración para seguir adelante. No le hace cuáles retos se presenten en tu camino. So remember that. One step leads to the other. So mujeres hermosas, chulas, if you are looking, here's a shameless plug, if you are looking for a coach that's just a few steps ahead of you, I would be honored to be your coach. And like I said, there is a masterclass coming up at the end of June. In fact, I believe next week. And it's a soft launch for the comunidad that's going to be opening up in September, because I want the last 3 months of the year to be your kick-ass diving board to 2025. So, mujeres hermosas, chulas, if you are interested, find me on social media, wherever you're listening to this. If you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, gracias. If you are listening to me on the podcast, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, make sure you find me on social media. I'm easy to find at Marti with an I, Angel _ELC for Empowering Latina Coach, everywhere. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review, a positive review, por favor. And don't forget to share it with your fellow mujerpreneurs. Because remember, juntas podemos más. Let's continue to support and uplift each other, mujeres hermosas, chulas, on this incredible journey. Y hasta la próxima, stay passionate. Sigue apasionada, stay focused, sigue enfocada, and remember, juntas podemos más. Hermosas, chulas, this is Marti Angel, your host. Gracias por estar aquí. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.